All right, my friend.
There we are.
It's a great song by our resident Otis here.
That was very nice. Otis, you are a beast, my friend.
Stop that shit now.
Ugh.
All right, cool beans. All right, so welcome everybody to the 6th installment of the Tampa Esports Coaching Corner. I'd like to thank you very much for joining us. Today we have me, Rob DeLuca, also known as Shadow, and Mr. Jared, Shinigami TV over here.
Hoorah.
Today we have replays from a gold Protoss from Germany, and we also have replays from, I believe, a former Platinum Terran in Wings of Liberty.
All right. Sounds like it should be an interesting afternoon.
Indeed. All right, so if we go to the first one,
Don't forget to invite me in game.
that's a good idea. You know what? It looks like I'm bleeding onto your video. I'm so.
You're bleeding onto my video?
Yeah. Hold on. Let me grab my webcam
Yeah.
and drag myself a little bit over. There we go. All right. Okay. So, anyways, here's the email. Hey guys, I saw your post on Reddit and want to seize the opportunity to send my replays in and possibly have them analyzed. The most important one for me would be the unsure why loss replay, because I am not sure why I lost there. The other two I actually won, but I have some questions in mind and would also be happy if one of them could be casted. For instance, how to react if the Zerg double expands after going mutiling, or do I just let him do it? I am actually a gold Protoss from Germany. If you have any questions, mail me. Regards, Nicholas, a.k.a. Shenzhou. So, let's go ahead and fire him up.
All right, Nicholas. Thanks for sending the replay in. Hopefully you're watching. Definitely a good thing. The why you lost. We will delve into that and help you figure that out while he gets that loaded up. And always good to look into those, why you lost. Because if you can't figure it out, you can't improve. So I'm sure we'll be able to get some insight for you and help you improve. And are we going to take a look at both of the other ones or just one of the other ones? Or
No, I think we'll look at the other ones. We got enough time because
Okay.
I've seen a pattern in some of his play that I think we can point out.
Okay, so we'll get into the other ones and we'll let you know where you can improve as well.
Indeed. All right, so I'm going to actually watch with others because that way I can include Jared.
Yep.
I hear that's a good idea.
It does help. It's hard for me to get excited when I can't watch the video.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, so let's do this.
I mean, I can pretend, but I might be wrong. Like, oh, it's a Void Ray. It's Zerg versus Terran. Shit.
All right. All right, so here we go. Mr. 361 Shenzhou.
Alright, so both gold. What is this name? Yonsu? Is that the name of this one?
Yansu, yep. It's one of the
Yansu,
new ladder
oh.
maps.
Man, this is the one I was talking about. Like, if you just take a look at the map, it's like green one side, white the other side. Your standard Blizzard, everything's fair and split. Look, we even separated the colors.
It's yin and yang, man.
Yeah. Alright, bring up our little caster toolies here. Control N, D. Alright, Control R working, Control A working. Good to go.
All right, and this computer you have now can handle 4 times speed, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's my buddy not only fixed it and put the 64-bit on it, but instead of 16 gigs, which I have, it's actually running at 17 gigs because he ghosted another gig in.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so this baby is humming.
All right, so gateway expand from Shenzhou.
Very nice, very standard.
Although he hasn't technically expanded, so...
Yeah. I do like Gateway expands better than Forge expands versus Zerg. Since, I mean, not as a Zerg player playing against Protoss. for the simple reason of whenever somebody. Oh, he's not Forge. He's not. He's going Cybernetics core.
Indeed.
Yeah. But whenever somebody Forge first expands, as a Zerg player, I feel so ridiculously safe. It's not even funny. And
Okay, so
take 3 bases.
it's delayed
It's
expand.
like, good. Yeah. Wants that very early warp gate.
So,
It is already researching.
yeah, so evidently he's sick of being cheesed for whatever reason. I can't imagine why, and he likes his mothership core early. Which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
So far spending is good. 3 gates off 2 base, that's fine. If you want to be economic. Perfect saturation. Oh, pretty much.
Canceling gateways. There's a Forge.
Ah. Yeah, it's not that big a deal though.
No. A little bit of time. Zerg's got their second base up and running. Not saturated yet, but, you know. What is it? 3 bases can pump out like 20-something, 24 or 27 drones per minute.
It's pretty amazing. Zerg should be able to get to 50 drones, 60 drones by 8 minutes if they're going at eco.
All drone.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
Alright, so
I'm actually surprised Zerg hasn't gone for a third base. Getting a lot of lings.
Alright, so we have a Stargate here from Shenzhou. I would imagine he's going to go Phoenix.
That would make sense to me. Yeah, I mean, kind of the preemptive, hey, don't go Mutalisks. I got these, dude. See it a lot more lately. Just a couple of Phoenixes early on just to say, I don't recommend going Mutalisks if I were you. Nice sentry, 3 sentries. It's good.
And I wonder if we got a roach timing coming here from Zerg, because his layer's rather quick, but...
Yep, 2 Evos just finishing up. See if he starts those. Yep, there's Galil Reconstitution, and I'm sure we'll see the... Yep, there's the ranged and armor upgrades, so looks like he's going to be coming as soon as 111 finishes there.
Now, I don't understand why this Phoenix is here. Let's see how many he's going to build up to first.
That hallucinated one flying around.
Okay, this is not good. Alright, remember, as Protoss, when you get early Phoenix, your goal is to harass and shut down the Zerg. Let's see, is he microing this? Okay, so he's spending a lot of time microing his hallucinated Phoenix.
Hallucinated.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Just literally just give him a move command right into the base. You can even do it from the minimap. And just move command right across the minimap.
That is a very risky third with him getting a lot of roaches, it feels. Like that's...
It's extremely risky. And you're not chronoing out your Phoenix. In fact, you're taking too long to make them. They should have been out there harassing almost 2 minutes ago if you're going to do Phoenix harassment.
They could have picked off this queen right at the front trying to spread creep, started picking off some zerglings, roaches.
Exactly. And now... Well, this
Here
cannon
comes
should
this-
get up in time for...
Yeah, to stop a couple of zerglings.
Yeah, a couple of
yes.
Zerglings.
But I have a feeling the roach is going to be following up very shortly behind that.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is risky, but I don't see Zerg punishing it yet.
No. Oh, there's a selection of all units via the F2 button. Yeah, Zerg hasn't hotkeyed any of his units.
Yeah, I'm
so-
looking at Shenzhou. He's got pretty much all the units hotkey that I would like.
Yep. Got the Forge hotkeyed, very nice.
Now, your Phoenix are idle. This is... Let's see.
Game paused.
You're not a slow player. Maybe you've got a lot of spam in there, but The whole point of a Phoenix opening is Phoenix harassment. These Phoenix are not really there to try and defend because they suck at that, especially when you have, oh, that many roaches. Okay, because all they can do is lift and just give you a little more time. They can't really do anything offensively. The whole point of a Phoenix opening as Protoss is to harass. And it's to harass as hard and as early as possible. Them sitting here completely defeats the purpose. You might as well have made Void Rays or something else if you were just going to sit around with your Phoenixes.
Game resumed.
Yep, and then the probe transfer, this base is just completely
Yeah, this base is
undefended.
dead. Yeah, this base
undefendable.
Alright, and now, even now, like, you've got an
Game
attack going on, but
paused.
the Phoenix are over here. You're going to need the Phoenix. There's really no other way to put it. You need the Phoenix helping out with DPS and reducing some of the DPS of your opponent.
Game resumed.
You wouldn't be able to save that, but you would be able to, you know, start picking off some
Yeah,
roaches.
you can more cost efficiently trade. I mean, I guess you're going to be able to pick off a few Overlords, but
the Void Ray
Zerg
coming
could
in.
care less if you pick off a few Overlords. Alright, so let's look at this battle here.
Game paused.
I would have liked to have seen you engage it from behind the gateways, but not bad. Good force field.
Yeah, the force fields are great here.
Keep an eye on your immortals.
What you don't want to do, though, is
Zerg.
have your immortals in the front of a fight.
Game
Remember,
paused.
immortals outrange roaches, so it's okay for the immortal to be standing back here. Let's see the actual start of the engagement.
Game resumed. Game paused.
Okay.
Force fields are so OP.
Game resumed.
Well, yeah, but
control
you
the
can also
battles.
argue that the Zerg is a dumbass for running his roaches up a little choke like this.
Yeah, that's true. Especially as easy as it would have been to send, half of them around to the ramp
Right.
and split.
Yeah, that's a good split, but honestly, all your units here are ranged. There's really no need to be in front of your structures. Yeah, you've really got nothing to fear. So what if he knocks down a gateway or two? I mean, does that
Yeah.
even matter? Your forge is idle. It's not doing anything.
Sentry's taking over.
Yeah, yeah. This could have gone
Game
even better in
paused.
your favor. I mean, you're going to win just because you had two immortals there and a void ray, which is obviously he can't shoot. But you would have been better by if you know the attack's coming. I mean, you saw it right here. You know, you saw the number of roaches. So you would have been better off just hiding back here and then just annoying the hell out of him with an occasional force field or two to strip off half the units once he moves in too close.
Game resumed.
Not facing him man to man up close like this. Like, there's absolutely no reason for a sentry to be here. Yeah.
Rally point on that immortal. He walked right up to that roach. Now they're focusing on.
Alright, so now you're playing with your Phoenix here. Okay, yeah, don't... Whoa. Okay.
Game paused.
Dude, this is the StarCrafters episode.
Yeah, this is literally the StarCraft episode that just happened, where every single Phoenix picks something up and then none of them shoot.
The pilot just stands there looking at it.
Yeah, what you want to do, Shenzhou, is literally just bunch your Phoenix up. You can just right-click, and you'll see how they all land basically on top of each other. So that when you then hit G and click on a single drone, they all fire at it immediately. And you can literally just hit G, 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 because once you'll get used to the rhythm of the Phoenix firing, and you can just pick off, a whole mineral line of drones before the spore is even up, if you know what you're doing. This is kind of pointless.
And here come the Hydras.
Yeah, you've overstayed your welcome.
Looks like his attention's elsewhere.
Okay.
Game paused.
Something fundamentally, Shenzhou, you've got two options here. You can either wait until you're a better player, or you can practice this opening a lot. And the reason why I'm saying that is a Phoenix opening is very micro-intensive, or multitasking intensive, sorry. It's something that will require you to constantly switch your vision from your macro to your army. Like, you can't just send them out here and let them sit. That completely, for the amount of gas you spent to make them, you can't do that. Like, you are way too far behind by having 5 idle Phoenix. So your Phoenix have to be engaged at all times until you lose them, or they do the damage you need, and it's too hot down here, and you just come back to your base.
Yep.
If you want to continue pursuing the Phoenix opening right now at your level, what you need to do is you need to do practice drills where you actually practice your build, you make your units, and also set a goal. For instance, you will never let your Phoenix stop moving. And what you do is you literally, you macro, you've got your Phoenix in a hotkey, you switch over there, you give them a move command or an attack move command, and then you go back to macroing. And then you tap back, and if they stop moving, then you start over. And you just train yourself to be able to test back and forth between your Phoenix and your macroing, Phoenix and macroing. That's the only way that you're going to get good enough with the multitasking to be able to use them. Otherwise, just don't go with Phoenix opening like that, because it's not helping you.
Game resumed.
It's like Zerg trying to go mutas. You have to keep them constantly harassing and moving and harassing.
Yeah.
And if they stop, they die, and you lose.
All right.
I
So
mean, at this point, it's already.
Well,
seems
yeah,
Zerg's
it's
on another base now.
he is on another base, but he's not mining as efficiently as he could. Like, he's only at 36 drones. He's not really saturated. Like, after the Phoenix harassment, this isn't because the Phoenix killed them. He just moved the drones to his third. So it's not technically over, but
He's not building more drones either. He's going all in. More roaches coming
Yeah.
out. 6 roaches.
let's see. How are your upgrades? All right, so you have just attack,
For 2.
and Zerg is already on 2-2. Ooh, okay, that's not good either.
No, not at all.
You need to stay more on top of your upgrades. Protoss has the ability to keep up with Zerg, if not outrun them in upgrades. What you don't want to be is in a situation like this where his ranged units, especially Roach Hydra, is on 2-2, and you're on 1-0.
Because that melt will happen.
Yeah, it's gonna... Yeah. 3 Void Raises.
Nice focus fire on the Hydras, though.
Did he use Prismatic Alignment? Yep, he did. Alright, good.
What
Alright,
is Panic alignment do?
it doubles the damage against armored for 20 seconds, I think.
Ah, I didn't know they had that. When did they put that in?
Well, that's why... Have you ever heard people call them skill raise?
No.
That's that's because it used to be what you had to do is actually kind of a skilled maneuver. You had to actually
Game resumed.
Charge them up.
charge them up on something and then attack while they're still charged. Now you could just literally hit a button to activate the ability. So, it's a skill.
At least it's not always up then, I guess. Unlike me. This is a family show, damn it.
Well, we'll see.
It's not really a family show.
Alright, so you're going to try and retake your third. This is fine. Let's see. And
Zerg's having a hard time microing them.
Colossi is the correct response to Roach Hydra. However, I don't think you got the Colossi out in time.
Also, it needs to be shooting on the Hydras, not the Roaches. Even if the Roaches are focusing on it, it needs to be on those Hydras.
Yeah, this is not going to end well.
Nope.
Okay.
There goes the third again.
Really, I would have to say the crux of this is 2 things. You could have fought more efficiently in that initial battle. By going Phoenix like you did, and not using the Phoenix properly, you set yourself behind and it made it much harder to hold the third. It is possible to be economically aggressive and risky if you are playing Phoenix, if you are good with your Phoenix, if you're actually actively out there managing them in the map, causing the Zerg to delay everything. At the very least, he's got to make spores, run his drones away, move his queens around, miss injects, and do all other kinds of random things. At best, you clear out a whole mineral line, and then you walk your Phoenix back home. Right? But neither happened the way you played them, and therefore you gave up 500 gas early on when you could have used that for other units. Definitely enough to probably have held the third based on the attack of this Zerg. I think I already mentioned the way you engaged here. Up here on the top, so I think we're good at this point. You got anything else for this one?
No, that's pretty much it. I mean, the lack of harassment, like he's saying, if you don't have the APM for it at the moment, you either need to really practice it a lot before you take it into ladder, or you need to kind of switch it up until you have the APM to use that build.
Yeah, and it's
when
not
you
just,
are harassing with it, it hurts. It
Yeah.
hurts Zerg a lot.
and I'd be careful in the wording because it's not necessarily APM. It's more multitasking, and the multitasking is a different facet of playing than APM. Oh, sure. We have a question from Shenzhou in chat, actually.
Cool. Yeah, go ahead with questions.
Yeah, by all means, go for it.
Don't wait for us. We've got somebody watching chat, so just shoot questions out, guys, as you get them, and they'll be relayed to us.
And we're in talking head mode at the moment, so go ahead and ask your question. Okay, I have two questions. One, could I have known from what I scouted that he wanted to go for an early attack? Yes, and I'll explain that in a second. And two, if so, how much should I delay my third? Okay, those are both good questions, and they are both related to each other.
Yeah. Yes.
let me go back to the
replay.
The replay.
Well, I think that moment when we were watching the replay when you took your third, and you had
hey Jared,
you
go
were
back
heading up
to
your third.
leave the lobby.
Huh?
I think because
What's that?
I can't invite you into the replay.
Oh, I'm still in the game. That's why. I'm.
Duh, get with the program.
You can just go back into this one on your own. I know where you're at.
Okay.
But yeah, when those two evolution chambers were up in the front, and there was a lot of roaches there, and not the best saturation going on, and you had those hallucinated phoenixes going overhead. I think that was kind of a key moment of it's gonna be moving out. And I think Rob's going to show us that moment, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and fast forward to the time that he had information, and if not, I'm gonna just show you when you should have had the information.
And because I heard you want to grab the third at 9 minutes, and yes, but you don't want to arbitrarily grab it at 9 minutes. If you're arbitrarily grabbing it, all right, 9 minutes, put down the third, and it's not a good situation to put it down because there's an imminent attack coming or something like that, then it's going to be bad for it. So if you can't defend it, Rob will get into the intricacies of it, a little bit more.
Okay. Now you sent your sentry out at 7:20, or your hallucinated phoenix out at 7:20. I understand why. I mean, you had to wait for the 100 energy to make the hallucination. If you could get the sentry out faster and start charging that energy quicker, because you ideally want to scout around 6:30 or so. You're gonna luck out this time because I think you're gonna see the layer morphing in. And let me switch to the in-game mode now. And then get my ugly muck up here in the top.
Yeah,
right.
the layer's finished right as that phoenix goes overhead at 7:48.
Alright, so right now I'm watching from Shenzhou's point of view, and I'm watching his camera. Okay, you're not watching your phoenix. Here, let's see. Okay, you see the morphing layer. This is good. Where's your phoenix? Oh, it's just sitting here. Oh, damn it. Okay. This is one of the reasons why you need to not micro the hallucinating phoenix. You need to watch, because you need to be able to click on buildings that are morphing to see what's coming. But you need to give him that move command. Like this phoenix from here, if you let's say you hallucinated him right here, you literally should have just grabbed him, right-clicked on the minimap, and then just give him the commands to move right there. Just shift him up and queue him up so that he just crosses across all the local expansions. Because a key piece of information you're going to need is whether he is considering or has taken his third. You don't really have enough here to tell because many Zerg will make Roach Warrens defensively. The layer is an indication. An early layer at this point in the time indicates that he is thinking aggressively. He either wants to go for Roach Speed or some other layer tech, like for instance maybe a Spire, but I don't think you scouted it. The second base. Okay. Let's pretend that you had scouted the second base, and you saw that there was no third. This is one of the best planning on something, is the fact that the third is not being taken. Or if it is, it's not being taken in any reasonable amount of time. You know, by now, the third should be down in virtually any build that's going eco. He is clearly... If I were to see this, I would be immediately, oh, okay, Zerg's on 2 base, he's got a lair, he's got a roach horn, he's going for a roach timing attack. Like, it was instantaneously obvious. Another indicator is like if he doesn't have Zergling. Does he have Zergling speed? No.
No.
Yeah. You can clearly see that even though he has Zerglings, he hasn't invested in them. But he does have roaches. And these Evo chambers, they don't necessarily indicate an attack. But if they're busy and he's getting melee upgrades, or excuse me, missile upgrades, that's another indication that like a roach timing is coming. Alright, let's see. Yeah, so in answer to your question, yes, you could have scouted this. Now, when you scout something that roach aggression is coming, it's very easy to deal with roach aggression as Protoss. You want sentries and you want immortals. Now, since you had a Stargate, Void Rays are also fine. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with going that. The Phoenix are not as useful against the roaches. They don't do their double damage against roaches when you pick them up. They're great for harassment. They're great for slowing down an attack, but it's too late at this point. Like, he's gonna have the larva and gas banked up to attack by the time you get your 4 or 5 Phoenix down there. So the Phoenix were not the right choice to defend against this. If you had gone Immortal and Sentry, you can feel confident in holding this because what the hell is a bunch of roaches going to do against Immortals and Sentries?
Yeah, they are speedlings.
Oh, are they Speedlings?
Yeah.
Oh, he doesn't have the... I'm so used to the wings now.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, good. Thanks for pointing that out. Alright, so that wouldn't help the thing that you had Speedlings. But
The one thing that concerned me too is you built the third base and didn't put yourself in a position to defend it at all. You left your units sitting at your natural.
right. That's a good point. Yeah, I like these ramps. Like, you can easily force field these off and hold.
Heck, that one's got the fallover rocks.
Yeah, it
doesn't
does. Yeah, but this one doesn't. But you can easily force field off the ramps, and pretty much hold back any attack for a while. You can see that the mothership, the mothership core's photon overcharge would have reached all the way down here. You know, you could have easily held the third if you had the right counter, the right response.
Still stuck in it.
Do I always pull my units to the third to defend? I think with Protoss, you always kind of keep your units at your forward base, where it's easier to move back to your second if they're coming than it is to move forward to your third. As you try to move forward to your third, it's
you gotta be careful where you position. Like, what you don't want to do is, I know you can't see it, Jared, but like, you don't want to have your units all clustered all the way down here on top of your third. They still need to be, in this map, they need to be somewhere here in the breezeway, ready to deal with it. At the very least, sentries need to be able to put down force fields. You know, if they're not in range to be able to quickly get a force field up, then they're not in the right position.
Yeah.
You generally don't want to, when you're defending your base, you don't want to have your units out here where they can be surrounded and harassed.
Yep.
I hope
Some vision of the other side of that.
Yeah,
ramp,
I hope. Are we being
help
clear
safer.
enough, specific enough, or are we still going kind of vague here? I want to make sure our answers are helping you.
Can you box where he wants to position his army? I think that would help.
Okay. In this case, based on this, I would want sentries around here, so that it's an easy, because they have 9 range on their force field, so that they can easily get back and cover things up. The mothership core can be forward or like right here, so that it has high ground vision and it can see things coming around. And then your immortals and whatnot, they need to be in a position where they can hide. Now, that advice changes if once this third goes down, because once this third goes down, then you're in oh shit mode and you need to batten down the hatches. All these units should be hiding behind your buildings. But if the third isn't going down, you're trying to defend it, then obviously they need to be more forward. Anywhere here. You don't want them out here. You don't want them out here. You want them somewhere in here, somewhere in here. Hopefully that helps. Alright, let's see. Immortal and high ground in main could be good too. Yeah, especially on this map. So I should be prepared for the attack and take my third. Yeah, after having dealt with his army, or once you have sufficient force. What you can't do is sit in your base and wait for the attack, and when the attack never comes, you don't expand. Like, you need to properly prepare for whatever he's doing, which... That's incredibly vague advice when you think about it, because how do I do that? I don't know what he's doing. Over time, you're going to build up the game knowledge. You're going to have an idea of how many units could be hitting you at a certain time, especially if you study replays like this, because he's definitely following a well-known roach timing. It's not as crisp as it could be, but it's still a well-known roach timing. The 2-base roach timing where he puts down his third right when he's pushing out and things like that. This is a common roach timing. So you can get a feel for how many roaches can show up. And then you can get a feel for how many immortals you need, how many sentries you need. Once you've got the proper army in place to hold what it is, you should still be taking your third. You can't sit in fear and not expand and let him get ahead of you just because you're afraid.
Yeah, I mean, you saw when the engagement did happen that even though you're positioning, you weren't in a great position. You still did a number chewing through those roaches.
Right.
If you if you had been forward to defend that third, you probably still would have done pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you would have had a photon overcharge at your back on the base. You would have had the cannons there, force fields. You actually probably would have taken that pretty soundly. They probably would have retreated.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It would have been nice. All right. So hopefully, just keep shooting questions, and we'll answer them as we get to your second replay here.
Yep, let me exit out of this one so you can invite me to the next one.
All right, so we're gonna
All right, I'm good.
PVZ flatline style happy. All right, cool. I'm gonna watch with my good friend Jared Shinigami TV.
Yeah, I'm glad I finally changed my name. Although I did enjoy being the Zergling Lemming.
Yeah, I might have to make another public account, because whenever I try and friend people, I'm like, yeah, I'm Rob from Tampa Esports. They're like, who the fuck is Tilt Shadow? Isn't Tilt that one team? No, this is a different Tilt.
Alright, so another ZVP. This one on Whirlwind LE, always an interesting map. So many just lanes. Like, this looks like a messed up game version of League of Legends. Everybody attacks to the middle. Shen likes the map.
He likes the map.
Does like the map. Just like I like
God,
the
there was a
lanes.
time when Protoss just despised this map because of Brood Lords.
We got Hatch first from the Zerg. No, he went Spore Pool first.
Meh.
It was just going at times Uber, so I missed it. You like that? Because he's German, I said Uber. Why? It's the only German I know. Not cultured in any way, shape, or form. I play video games, damn it.
I actually had 2 German roommates when I started
Did
USF, and they were amazing. They were so fun. Like, they embraced everything about the culture. They tried everything. They even started cussing like me.
Shocking, as much as you curse.
Well, and you might not be able to tell from my semi-professional demeanor on air so far,
Yeah,
but I have been known to say a cuss word.
he has bring out the Bumble.
Oh yeah, the bumblefuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so Stargate. I do like that you at least are using the same build. Because at your level, to have 90 builds is just a dumb idea. Just stick with one and do it perfectly, and then if it's proven to be bad, then you can move on to something else, but...
And you end up like me. I
rarely
have no
happens.
builds. I probably should, but I just don't. I'm a slacker.
Well, I one of the things I tell people is you basically go down a league by playing a build you've never seen before, or never practiced, because you have to think about the build. It's not instinctual.
I'd like to see some upgrades start here soon. Got the money for it.
Yeah. I agree. Let's see. Oh, I'm on 1 speed.
I'm only watching his camps. There goes the hallucinated Phoenix. It's about the same time as the last one, 7:30. Don't know where the Zerg's at yet. You're not gonna find the Zerg till 9 minutes. Pretty much when you're planning to take your third.
Yeah,
sounds like.
it's something that would help you, Shenzu. And this is a very minor point. If you watch the direction the Overlords come into your base, you can oftentimes figure out which side of the map he's on. I mean, generally you need to figure out beforehand which side of the map he's on. But,
Game resumed.
like, it wasn't really necessary to go in this pattern up here.
Holy roaches. Alright, so this is pretty much
Yeah.
similar build, except he already has spore crawlers waiting for your
Yeah, so your
waiting
Phoenix...
for your phoenixes.
Preemptive spore crawlers are pretty common in the lower leagues. Especially 3 of them.
Yeah, I don't think I build 3 of them. I normally throw 1 or 2 down, but I build spore crawlers almost every match.
I don't really have a problem with that.
Third base right at 9 minutes, just as you planned.
Okay, I guess you're looking for hiddens or something, because you know where he is now. But these Phoenix are taking the scenic route.
Yeah, I guess it just figures with all those spore crawlers, there's really not much you can do with those phoenixes but scout.
Alright, that's fine.
Probably looking for scouting overlords that went to check the wrong bases. A lot of sentries this time. A lot more sentries.
Man likes his Phoenix.
Yep, I don't necessarily... It looks like he's rushing for Colossus. I'm not sure.
Yeah, and he says in chat he got lucky. He realized he could have died the same way as he did before.
Game resumed.
This map is a little bit easier for you to defend your third from the location that your units are at. So you're actually not... I mean, if they swept around, yeah, you could be, flanked pretty easy, but...
And also, the writing's on the wall for a roach attack. I mean, you're at 12 minutes into the game now. It should have already happened.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he hasn't.
Yeah,
What's the Zerg?
This Zerg is very passive. I mean, he does says he wins. All right, so since you won this game, let's nitpick things here. Where are your upgrades right now?
As early as he saw the roaches, and we're now at 12 minutes, and he's only got 1 immortal, I'd say would be something to nitpick at.
I agree with that, and I also, if at this point, Protoss can be on 2-2 upgrades. Believe it or not, even 12.5 minutes into the game. If you are extremely tight and you're going a macro build, which you pretty much are looking at your gate. Well, the Stargate is not quite macro, but that's you're running a robo, and yeah. Even then, you should still be on at least something like 2-1 upgrades at this point in the game, if not higher. You should not just be on 1 attack upgrade. And by 2-1, I mean Protoss generally wants to go armor first, not shield, unless you're specifically doing like an Archon build or something.
He is throwing the chrono on it. What's his...
Yeah, that's another good point.
His energy's not bad. It's pretty
chrono
lowish.
usage. Yeah.
It's not maxed out. It's not, kept low, but it's not horrible.
No. In fact, I only see 1 chrono per Nexus here, so
Game resumed.
that's not too bad. This one's getting a little high, the third, but it's not bad.
But every time probes are running from something, that Benny Hill music comes in my head. Those Zerglings chasing it around.
Okay, here's another trick. I'm seeing the way that you're trying to redistribute your probes back to your mineral line. The way you want to do this is you want to grab all the probes, and it's going to be hard to show this on the game hard interface, but you grab all the probes, just control click, which selects them all. You right click on the geyser, then you hold down shift, and you just literally click 3 out of the list. Just click 3 times. You don't even have to watch, just 1, 2, 3 clicks. Then you right click, you're still holding shift, right click on the other gas geyser, 1, 2, 3 clicks here to make 3 more go away, and then you right click on the mineral line. and then that automatically causes them to distribute properly throughout. Not
Yep.
not try and grab them and catch them as they come out of the geyser, because that's actually a pain in the ass.
Game resumed.
In case you hadn't noticed already.
That is actually how I do it. I'm proud of myself.
Yeah, like he's
Alright.
grabbing them one at a time as they come out of the gas. You're spending way too much time doing that.
Where's that Colossus? That Colossus coming out yet? Alright, there it is. Void Rays. You did have this guy extremely paranoid, because not only did he build 3 spore crawlers at like each base, but he built Hydralisks and left them sitting in his base. This guy was terrified that something was coming at him from the air. I mean, he's got him underneath his overlords hiding, you know, like, we're going to get somebody if they come by. And then nothing ever came, so his Hydralisks were like, we didn't do anything. Taking a 4th. This guy's playing extremely just like...
He's actually not really expanding in the right direction, but it's alright.
Yeah,
Alright,
it's just-
so what we're watching the buildup of the inevitable death ball.
Cannot hope.
A little bit of Zealot Harass. I like Zealot Harass. I like it a lot.
Especially with the leg upgrade. Oh, so sexy.
If
Game
you
paused.
have spare APM or spare time, something you need to start doing is organizing your army. Like this is really bad to have like a line leading into your opponent's base. You really want to set up the concave ahead of time. You want to pull your Colossus to the back, your Void Ray's kind of there, your Immortals forward of your Colossus, but behind everything else. Get the Stalkers back there, or in front of the Immortals, and then put the Zealots in front. Like, that would be a good use of your time. And you don't have to sit here and you know, like, make a perfect little concave, but just get them in the right order. You definitely don't want a line, because an enterprising Zerg will come in here and pick off 4 or 5 Stalkers very cost efficiently. He'll just run some Zerglings in there, or maybe pick them off with a Hydra or something. Or, excuse me,
turns
not
your
a
death
Hydra,
ball
but
into
Hydras.
a Golden Corral
Game
buffet.
resumed.
Yeah.
Another thing that I just noticed is you got everybody control grouped into one. You need it's not bad to have it so you can move everybody kind of together and kind of move them around, but Colossus to micro them, you need to have them hot grouped.
I agree. And I also have a separate hotkey for air for Protoss.
Yeah.
Game resumed.
Because they'll come in and start trying to focus the Colossus, and you can just stutter step the Colossus back a little bit and still just do great damage. Tricky roaches.
Okay, now just as a
Game
benchmark,
paused.
in the future, remember this. You should... Yeah?
I was gonna say he lost himself the game. Like you said, when you look back at the replay, that he could have beat you the same way. Possibly, but you've got kind of that death ball going on him now, and it's really hard for him to push in on you.
Yeah. One thing to remember is you want to... Or, excuse me, at this point in the game, 1835, Protoss can be on 3-3 upgrades. If you are expanding willy-nilly like this, like nothing is stopping you, stay on top of your upgrades. It's not something you're going to get right the first game you go play after this, but over time, keep it in your head, holy shit, it's 18 minutes and I'm still at 2-1. You're way behind where you could be,
Game resumed.
especially if you look at your bank right now.
Sorry, I had to respond to that comment.
Oh, there's a comment going on in chat.
It was just he was singing the Void Ray song by Husky Nerd Alert, the Friday remix.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
The look on Husky's face was priceless. Do I go 2x Forge in PVZ?
Game paused.
If you're going macro anytime, put down 2 forges. The only time that you're only going to stick with 1 forge is when you do like a 1 base or 2 base timing attack. Generally a 2 base timing attack. You'll see people get 2-1 and they'll do it with a single forge, and they'll be pushing out around 11 minutes, or excuse me, 12 minutes with upgrades like that. Otherwise, put 2 forges down.
Game resumed.
There you go.
And yeah, this is going to be a slaughter.
That's not good. It's 4:48 and my phone's ringing. I think my sister broke down on the boat. Hold on, let me answer that. And while you can continue.
Okay. Alright, let's see what else we have going on here. Because you won this game. Yeah, you won this pretty handily. Okay, so those are my gripes for this game. Let's move on to your next one. Or your final replay. You're gonna have to tell me what this word is. Awk Gons? Let's see if Jared responds. Nope, he's still in the game. Alright, so I'm gonna watch it by myself. Nice.
Alright, she's almost home.
Oh, everything's good with you?
Yeah, I thought she broke down. It's alright that you didn't bring me into this one though.
No, I
Because
literally
I'm gonna
just
have to help her pull in.
Oh, god damn it. Okay. Let me
No, next
restart it
round.
again.
Ah. Well, then invite me in if you're restarting again.
I'm
so
gonna kill you, Jared. I just started again. Hold on. This is now devolved into the kangaroo corner, Tampy Swords.
The Benny Hill music's still playing.
Yeah, it never
Just go
stops.
with it, man. Just run with it. Don't.
Alright. I'm inviting you right now. Yeah, Billy's
Thank you.
offering me alcohol now. No, I gotta move a bed in like an hour.
Alrighty. Oh, so this is was this a match? Yeah, this okay. This is a match versus a friend.
Luftwaffe.
Yeah, because the colors.
Air
or he did a.
Force.
I've been to Germany.
Soon,
I don't
soon,
remember
be
where.
soon,
'Cause I
soon.
just took the train from Amsterdam down. So.
Baneling Nest. So Zerg is
Game
going
paused.
Baneling Nest against Protoss. Cross-spawn on Whirlwind. Alright.
We've seen that
Game
before.
resumed.
Well, let's see. It might hit at a reasonable time here. There's only 1 century. 2 centuries. Okay.
We saw that in our grand finals.
Yeah. So, Baneling Bust against Protoss with sentries is bad. Okay. Well, that's fine.
Oh, don't let him in. He was even preparing his probes of the natural to fight. He was like, oh, jeez, there they come.
Yeah.
All right, good. Get him out of there with the mothership. With that wall off, you can leave your mothership right there. It's perfectly fine. You got plenty of time to get back.
Yep.
9-minute third base. This is gonna be with the speedlings running around. This is gonna be not hard to defend, but it's going to be a lot of action at this base.
Yeah, I don't know if you scouted. And, I mean, the Baneling Bust was a given that Zerg is going to be economically behind. Because he failed in the attack.
Yeah, looks like he's scouted a little bit, but all he sees is an unfinished hatchery and extractor. That's all he's seen.
Yeah, once he successfully defended that Baneling Bust, I would say he was safe to expand.
Yeah.
Oh, and here comes the Phoenix again.
Especially now that the last of the Zerglings just kind of suicided into it. Sees the third Baneling Nest. I don't think he saw the spire. I don't see the spire anywhere. Oh, yep, there it is. I think. Yep. Okay, so he did see the spire, but I don't know if he clicked on it.
Alright.
Spore crawlers going down. It's fun.
It's funny that a guy named Luftwaffe is putting down spore crawlers.
Anti-air. I get that fun, and I do enjoy it. You think that's overdoing it on cannons at the third?
No, believe it or not, I don't think that's overdoing it.
Okay.
You know speedlings are out, and you know your third's going to be a pain in the ass, especially when you're moving around the map. So that's fine.
He must have seen that. He
In
must have
fact,
seen that
I've got to
spire,
give you
'cause
credit,
he's getting
Shinzu. You're one of the few Protoss players in Gold League that knows when to make cannons but doesn't overmake cannons.
I was gonna say he must have seen the spire. He's getting the range on the phoenixes.
It's good. It's extremely expensive to get range on Phoenix, but
Yeah, it's extremely effective versus
oh yeah.
mutalisks. So make
Oh,
sure
yeah.
you, that increases that kite ability of them so much just by 2 range.
Let's see how this ends. You're doing really good on not supply blocking, I think. That's what I've seen so far. Let's take a look at your Phoenix Micro.
Oh.
Yeah,
A little
don't
too
ever
close to
fly
that.
into the flock. I guess that's obvious. I really don't even need to point that out, but... You want to do the Phoenix Mutalist dance, where you basically just barely get into range, and you hope that they try to engage, and you pick off 1 or 2 of them, and then you get out. You don't stand there and fight.
Game resumed.
What do you think about DTs in this situation?
Game paused.
Well, DTs I think would be a bad idea for just the reason that the guy already put spores down in response to the Phoenix.
Yeah, his Dark Shrine is just finishing now.
Well, Dark Shrine, look, he's on 4 bases. Like, the Dark Shrine is not bad. It's not going to hurt anything, the fact that he built a Dark Shrine. But if he's doing his harassment, especially because it's just spores, he should be dropping Zealots, not DTs.
Yeah.
Game resumed.
I pylon.
That was cheeky, I like that.
Do Phoenixes automatically shoot if something's in range, or do you have to do
Yeah.
something special to move
No,
back?
no, they automatically shoot. That's one of the cool things about them. They can move backwards like that and still shoot.
Yeah, because I've never actually used Phoenixes in... Oh, man.
Yeah, didn't quite defend you for it. Now,
Game paused.
Yep, that's gonna be me.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna help them pull in and then I'll be back. I'll let you know when I'm back.
okay. When you see Mask Muta Shinzu and you, like, for instance, you went Anion Pulse Crystals, like, you got Phoenix range, like, that was your goal. At least I think you did. Yeah, you did, okay.
Game resumed.
You can have 2 Stargates. Let
Game
me see if you
paused.
do before I tell you to do it. You can have 2 Stargates, which you do, excellent, and make sure they're both Chronoic Phoenixes. Because your Phoenix count is a little low. Yeah. Even I know you lost some to the Mutas, but your Phoenix count is a little low.
Game resumed.
Yeah, that's a good point, Billy.
Game paused.
Let's see. Do you have rally points set for your Stargates?
Game resumed.
I don't see them. Make sure that you set. Hold on. Make sure that you set rally points for your Robos and your Stargates, because otherwise you have this where you just have idle units sitting on top of your buildings. Terran is notorious for this, but Protoss has it happen too when they have Stargates. So make sure you give them that rally point, so at least if they're like down here centralized, that you grab them and you see them. Oh, you know, I got a bunch of Phoenixes sitting around. You'll never see them when they're just sitting around like this until you need them, and then you're like, shit.
Game paused. Game resumed.
Alright, let's get through the rest of this replay. Now, Zerg is on 5 bases. I think you asked this question. How do I punish him when he's on 5 bases? Well, it's not wrong for him to take 5 bases. As ironic as that is. If he thinks he can hold it, then he can... That's usually what Zerg will do, is they'll double expand if they think they can get away with it, especially on a big map like this. The way you punish it is you make an army and you run over him. I mean, that's really the name of the game. There's no trick to, oh, well, you made a fifth at XYZ minutes, therefore you should punish it. It doesn't really work like that. It's not that simple. They are far more organic and complex. You just have to be aware of when it's going down and have units in position or have the resources available to do something about it. Like if you have a warp prism and you see, an unprotected fifth going down, then obviously you drop on it. If you don't have the warp prism and your army's across the map and it's going to take 2 minutes to get over there or whatever, then you might not be able to do anything about it. That's just the reality of the game. Maybe you just take another expansion yourself so you don't get behind.
Game resumed.
Let's see. Alright, now your Phoenix count is starting to get decent. And Archon's really good against mutas. Not as good as they used to be, though. Yeah, I like your composition. This is fine. I like how you're attacking satellite bases before you go after his main. That's also good. Let's see how your engagement goes here. Yeah, you're getting hits with the Archon on it. Yeah, this is nasty. Oh, yeah, be careful. The storm does friendly fire, just so you know. And then, yeah, you're fine here. Good job. So that's really all I have to add, unless you have a question in chat on that game. Let's switch over to, is Jared back yet? No, Jared's still out. Did you make your Archons? No, thanks. Okay, good. All right, well. Hopefully Jared will get back soon, but I'd like to, I had a very touching email from someone. I'm going to read it for you. Yeah, not a problem. Let's switch to me. Where is it at? Alright, so that's a shot of Jared's bed and chair, and here I am. Okay, so this next email. Hi, Shadow. I used to play a lot of Brood War with Angry Testy, but I had to stop when I was diagnosed with a skin disorder. I've attached a picture of me now to show how far my condition has progressed. Alright, let me just make sure you didn't send me any porn or anything.
That's a perfect time to come back.
Yeah, right. No, that's not porn. All right, let me bring it up here. Okay, so as you can see from the picture, I also acquired an eating disorder and a peculiar problem with alcohol. I can't keep a stiff glass of Jack and Coke steady for more than 30 seconds before it or I hit the floor. I have that problem too, actually. So you're not alone there. Okay, so anyways, as everyone knows, Testy switched to Dota 2, which is a much higher skill cap game than any single player game. I'm not sure I agree with that statement, but by that logic, I started laddering during the Wings of Liberty beta. All right, cool. Recently, my girlfriend left me and took my cat when I told her I wanted to devote my life to professional StarCraft 2. This guy's got to be kidding. I've attached the last picture I took of him before she drove away. Alright, let me take a look at this. I'm going to bring it up for the viewers to see. There we go.
At least it's not porn.
Yeah, I know, right? So anyway, now I'm battling DTs and overpowered Protoss in general. I've attached 2 replays and I don't know what I did wrong. My opponent is in silver, but it could be a smurf. I was platinum in Wings of Liberty, so there's no way I should have lost to a silver player. Please help. Sincerely, Big and Black. All right.
Picked a name that was the exact opposite of
him.
Yeah,
I'm. All right, so let's take a look at Big and Black's replays here.
Let me know if the dogs get out of hand.
No, they're fine right now.
Okay.
All right, so Big and Black replays DT Rush.
It's bronze here.
Easy. I've
Just
seen
an
this-
observation off the start, you know.
I've seen easy before.
Oh, yeah, never mind. So he said he's looking for DT Rush that
Yeah.
came out.
Well, basically, his
what kind of
opinion-
time is a DT Rush like?
Well, a really good
Unexpected.
DT rush, the DTs are warping in around 6:30. Slightly delayed DT rushes, you might see them around 7:30, especially if
Yeah.
he expands behind it. Alright, let's take a look. Gateway first from, ooh yeah, see those gases? Alright, so we have an SCV getting its ass kicked by a probe.
There go the dogs.
I hear dogs. Alright, CC. One, so, okay, so we have a 1 Rax FE on the high ground. Oh, you dirty little probe, you.
Never trust a pro.
Never trust a probe.
We still gotta get Beast to write that parody so we can sing it with him.
I know, right?
We'll be the chorus. Never trust a pro. Normally, aren't Terran normally moving Marines, around, to scout and poke and that kind of thing right about now?
Well, no, it's a
Couple
good way to
Marines,
lose a Marine or two.
Yeah. Seems
Alright,
like lack of scouting, knowing that the Protoss is not on 2 bases right now. I think kind
is
of that.
Yeah, it is kind of bad to not know. Generally, you want to see if he's got an expansion. I will say that. If Protoss doesn't have an expansion at this point, you kind of got a problem. Like, if you can scout the fact that there's 4 gates and a Twilight and a Dark Shrine going up, well, of course, you're going to know what's coming. And if you can scan it, that's great, too. Especially if you're worried about getting cheese. But you'd need to at least know if the natural is down. Because that's going to be your best indicator of whether an early attack is coming or not.
Yeah, you'll at least be aware of some form of jackassery.
Yeah. Now, if you did have the Marines moving around, you might have been able to see this probe, but it's not guaranteed. Like, just because you didn't have your Marines moving around doesn't mean, well, you would have found this pylon, but not necessarily this one.
Yeah, basically just for the noticing of the not expansion, I think would have been the main reason. Finding a probe hiding pylons is always just a bonus, but you're not necessarily gonna find them all.
All right, now let's see how Big and Black handles hidden units in his base.
What's his energy looking like? Does he have enough for a scan?
Yes, but I just heard the scan. Oh, okay, so he just scanned the opposite side of the map
Complete. Our SCVs
when
are under
DTs are in
attack.
his base, and of course the DTs go straight for the missile turret.
Of course.
It's almost like somebody was coaching that person playing the DTs.
Add-on
Yeah.
complete.
And there they're revealed. Okay, don't fight DTs with SCVs. Especially if your Marines aren't there. Don't ever do that. Ever, 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 ever. That's not a fight they're gonna win. And you can see the DTs, like there's no excuse to not pull. Like you can see them moving.
Yeah, I can see the distortions.
Okay. So how do you stop a DT rush? You scout it. The moment you scout it, you hold all of your scans and you get your Marines together. All right. A smart DT player is going to move split his DT. So you're going to scan one DT and kill it easily, but the other one you're going to have to deal with. At the same time, remember, turrets take 25 seconds to build. All right, so you want a turret put down in your mineral line. If he goes after it, you know where the DT is. If he doesn't go after it, you're going to have it and be able to protect your mineral line. Once a turret is up, your goal is to keep your units around the turret. Yes, you might have to pull SCVs and things like that. It's annoying. You're going to lose mining time. But generally, the investment to go an early DT rush like this, especially when it's a 4-gate DT rush, as you can see here, like this is a 4-gate. Yeah, there's 4 gates here. This is economically crippling for a Protoss. If you're able to defend it and you're on 2 bases, then you're going to win the game. If you die to the DTs, like if you mishandle it, like, I mean, you've got an orbital here floating with scan energy. And here comes 4 more DTs. Yeah, you're screwed at this point.
Yeah. Those turrets going down, out of scans, lifted off. Where'd the SCVs take off to?
What's that?
Where'd the SCVs take off to? Oh, there they are. Okay.
Yeah, so this is over. I mean, you've got 8 DTs in your base. You're not going to stop that. All right, so the biggest thing is to scout the natural, at the very least. You're more than likely not going to be able to run up the ramp. If you're concerned about a timing, like you get down here and you see nothing at about 6 minutes here, then you're probably going to need to scan. All right, remember the DT timing. So DT can never hit you before 6:30, and that's assuming he's got a pylon sitting right here in your mineral line. All right, and he's literally warping DTs out in front of you. A normal DT rush from somebody who knows what they're doing is going to hit around 7 minutes. So as long as you know what's coming and you get a turret up in time, it's not going to do anything. Once it happens, though, defending it is extremely hard, and it requires a lot of micro, a lot of being sneaky, putting missile turrets in engineering bays where he can't see them, you know, trying to land an orbital somewhere so you can get a scan down and things like that. But it's very hard once the DTs are in your base.
Try to bait them into those turrets somehow that you built just out of sight.
All right, so basically, you just got your ass kicked by DTs.
Pretty much.
All right, now let's watch the other game.
What's here? You can invite me to this one now. I'll be ready to go.
Okay.
So what's the name of this other game? What was his list
He
of
called it
wrong this next
macro,
one?
so I guess it was a macro game.
Okay.
Watch with others.
Entering lobby. Boop. Okay, I'm ready. All right, so it's against the same person. So this either is the luckiest ladder matchup in the world, or he knows who he's playing.
Yeah, you know what? Let me put a picture of him up.
Just so we are reminded.
I think it's very important that you get a picture of Big and Black. Whoa, there he is. Edit scene. There we go.
There he is. You gonna what are you gonna crop it so you can leave it on there?
Yeah. All right. Excellent. All right, let's get back to this game.
Do you think that the 1980s runner shorts have anything to do with it? could that be something? You okay, Rob?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, just checking. I'm just saying, you know, blood flow constriction.
I wonder if Big and Black or Darius are in chat right now.
I think Darius is.
Darius. I wonder, how do you say that? Darius?
Darius is how I was during the. I think Darius is how I was pronouncing it. DN. All right. So let's see what he's doing this time. We got Big and Black in the upper left-hand corner, and lower right-hand, the Protoss, Darius. I before E, except after C, or does it say A? I don't know. I don't think that has anything to do with A and E.
Holy cow, look at these scouting patterns from Darius. Or is this from Big and Black? I can't even tell.
No, that's the one going up through the base.
Yeah,
and
that's
around.
from Darius. Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
This player's pretty good for Silver League.
Yeah.
But then again, shouldn't have been able to beat a Platinum like Big and Black.
Yeah. I mean, DT Rush is one thing. If you
Yeah, I mean,
haven't
yeah,
played
okay, so you
losing
lost
a
the
straight
DT
macro
Rush.
game, but
Yeah. That's just insulting.
so an SCV just kind of idly sitting there. That's the.
Well, you know, SCVs don't have vision when they're moving. They have to stop.
They have to stop to get vision.
Yeah, just to be able to see.
That is well known.
Alright, so we have the same build as before.
Yep. Gate, cyber, warp gate. And there's a second 2 gas coming down at the same time.
Alright, so
From
that's
big.
a decent timing for a robo here. But I don't like that Darius is on one base putting down the robo. What's gonna come out of that?
Early observer, warp gate, or not warp gate, void prism, especially with that early warp gate research. Possibly, I'm thinking some, you know, give Terran a piece of their own medicine of the drops.
Alright, so we have... Yeah, once the SCV is done building the building, you can put him back on the mineral line. Like, the building won't fall down or anything, like, it's good.
Back to the mineral line.
Yeah. Same thing with the supply depot SCV over here.
A lot of barracks, so he's going for.
Yeah, this is actually,
yeah.
this is classic 1-Rax FE here.
What is the double gas for, though?
Well, you should have, well, here's the factory. And
Okay.
then immediately after the factory is going to come the starport. Remember, you're running these add-ons too.
Oh, 2 more barrackses.
Yep, this is normal. And then from this, you should make a CC.
There. What are these Marines doing with this SCV in the back here? Lots of gateways.
Yep.
Very good.
Probe count. Yeah. Probe count could definitely be higher, especially for a macro Protoss. But granted, the build kind of did slow it down because the next
Is there any strategic advantage to having 3 warp gates and 1 gateway?
No, I would have to say that's a
Game
mistake.
paused.
Okay.
Probably alcohol. I can't imagine a Protoss getting 2 of 3 gates to warp gate and leaving 1 like this.
Yeah.
Game resumed.
There's the scan completely misses 2 of the warp gates.
Game paused.
It just catches like 1. The other 2 are building and are just out of.
You know what's even more sad? Here's all the tech right here. Look down in the main.
Game resumed.
Every bit of tech is sitting up there in the main.
Misses the Colossus. Nice.
Alright, so that was an unfortunate scan.
Yeah. And Observer just hanging out over the natural.
Alright, Big and Black. Okay, so let's look at
Game paused.
let's look at a timing here. Big and Black, you
10
want
minutes.
to shoot for at 10 minutes, and it's almost 11 minutes here. You want to be looking at, when you do a 1-Rax FE, at the very least having about 80 supply, which you are 80 plus. You want to be 1-1 should be almost done. Let's see, where are your engineering base? Okay, no engineering base. You want to have 50 plus SCVs. You want Stim to be done. Is Stim done?
Stim is done. He has 43
Stim is done.
SCVs.
Combat Shield should be nearing done at 11-ish minutes. It's obviously Stim is not going to finish until, around 10-ish. depending on whether you put the factory first or you start stim first.
Game resumed.
But just keep those benchmarks in mind. The 50 SCV benchmark is the most important one. If you're not hitting 50 SCVs off a 1 Rax FE in 10 minutes, you're going a little too slow.
I'd be thinking around this time he'd be in position to be
Yeah,
at least
that's
gearing
another
up for a
thing.
drop or something.
I mean, that's a classic. That's a very good point. Is generally the point of a build like this is that you're going to push out around 10 to 12 minutes, depending on when you're timing it, and you're going to push out with this bio. And when you put your third down, you put the extra 5 barracks up so that you're up to 10. You're going to have this unstoppable flood of bio units that's going to follow up this initial push. That was the goal of the 1 Rax FE.
Game resumed.
SCV coming in for the scout there.
Yeah, I like how the SCVs are directing traffic. This is helpful. The pathing is still pretty bad in this game.
Why is he running SCVs to their deaths? Like, this is not even really effective scout at this point. They're just kind of running and Colossus are all shooting and killing it like as soon as it hits that gap.
Well,
And he just keeps sending them. Let me check the... No.
all right. So, okay. Generally, when you make a command center, you want to land it and build things from it in the future. We got oversaturation
Game
here.
paused.
26 to 24. That is 10 over.
All right. Remember the magic number is 16 SCVs on the mineral line and 3 per gas. You need to work a little bit on your saturation.
He's got 4 and 2 on the gas there.
Yeah, it would have been better to just have one of these SCVs on the other gas.
Game resumed.
Here comes the attack. So 14 minutes is hitting the third.
Yeah, but remember, a 1 Rax
Game
FE can
paused.
max at 200 supply in around 1410, 1415. That's the benchmark you want to shoot for when you're practicing the build.
Your current army supply is 60 to 64, so you're probably gonna get this down, but
Oh yeah, this Nexus
you might
is
lose
support
all
rate.
your units.
All right, good. That was excellent.
Ooh,
Why are you taking this
should've got out of
engagement?
there.
Whoa, okay.
Game
Oh.
paused.
All right. It's 15 minutes. You need to know the meta well enough to understand that at 15 minutes there should be 6 Colossi and probably high temps at that point. The snipe here was great. The follow-up attack against 4 Colossi was not a good idea. What you need to do is you need to have Viking production going on. I mean, once you scout the Colossi, you don't even have reactors here in your starport. Oh, here's another starport. Okay. So these starports need to be active building Vikings. Your meta count or medevac count is or was fine. You need to switch to Vikings because that's the only way you're going to deal with this. If you see High Templars, which I don't know if we see them yet. Templar
They're
Archives.
almost complete. There's like
Yeah, there's
2
a-
seconds left on the archives.
Right, and when you see the Templar Archives and the High Templar starting to be part of the composition, you need a Ghost Academy.
Game resumed.
Does he know the archives is there? No, he doesn't. Yeah, his vision right there when that battle started was up at his main base, so he was staring at his command
So
center there.
he got caught with his pants down.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you might want to lay off the alcohol when you're playing StarCraft 2, because I think it's delaying your response time.
Yep, there's Psystormer searching.
Yeah, 37 SCVs on the natural.
37.
Yeah, that's they're having a party here.
Brought the beer. Now 48.
All right. Now, it has just been revealed to me that Darius is in fact a woman.
I bet he wishes that didn't come out.
Yeah.
Oh boy, those
wow.
SCVs just
Look at these
line up.
Colossi. This is beautiful.
Yep.
All right. Well, you're gonna need Big and Black. You're gonna need to work on your supply blocking. You're gonna need to work on your saturation.
And
Vikings against Colossi.
I mean, if you didn't lose that entire army when you sniped the third, you'd be in so much better position right now. Even if you were just starting your Viking production, but
Absolutely.
just leaving that army sitting there after you sniped it was just like very painful.
Well, yeah, this game's pretty much over, man.
Yeah, the SCVs are just getting cleaved by the Colossus.
Yeah. Let's see.
5 Colossus now, yeah.
All right, so 20 minutes into this game, Darius is at 2-2. You're at 1-1.
Concussive shells.
Yeah, researching 2-1. Does he have concussive shells?
Yeah, no. Didn't get combat shield. He went for concussive shells.
Ooh, yeah, make sure you get combat shields before you get concussive shells. Or get them simultaneously.
Yep.
Unless you're specifically going with a Marauder heavy build.
Game resumed.
Yeah, there's one Viking on the field now, but that's a dime late and a dollar short.
All right, let's
wait.
see. Is there any...
It's 100 army supply to.
Easy. Oh, nice.
I believe that's a beast move right there.
Yeah, I do believe that's a beast move. Look at the shout out right here. Maximus Dadius. All right, well, I'd like to thank you, Big and Black, for that heartfelt email.
We do feel the pain of your condition, but definitely some crucial mistakes there.
Yeah, you definitely need to work on that SCV saturation. All right, so let's get this back up. Do you have any other replays? Let me check the email real quick. No. Okay. All right. So I think that pretty much is it. Unless we have questions from the audience. No, I think we're good. All right. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Oh shit! Hold on. Get this.
Yep. Really appreciate it.
Sad cat off though.
Sad kitty.
Okay.
Pikachu, I choose you.
If you're just now showing up, this is the conclusion of the Tampa Esports Coaching Corner. We run this show every Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
The way this works is it's totally free, and you'll get Masters level analysis for all 3 races. You send your
Shinigami level commentary and excitement for
which is
all 3 races.
Really, why everyone's here. If you want to send your replays to rob@tampaesports.com, and we'll take a look at them and air them, and tell you what you did wrong.
Yep, losses are always best. I mean, it's a lot harder to learn something from a win, and we can nitpick. But if you send us something you lost, especially like what is it, Shinsu? Is that was his character name?
Yeah.
Shinsu. Send us, I don't know why I lost. Perfect game to send us, because then we can really analyze it, and then you will learn a lot more. If you can't figure out, what happened, what went wrong, we'll help you pick through that, and you'll get a lot more knowledge out of that than sending us a game that you won, and we're just like, oh, well, you could have done this better, you could have done that better. It's a lot more helpful.
Yeah. All right, well, thank you, everyone, for coming out today. It's been a pleasure having you. Thanks for everyone in chat. I hope to see you again next week. Big and Black, if you could play some more games against Darius so that we have some material, I would highly appreciate that.
Yeah, I can show you progression a little bit, see if we can't help you improve.
Absolutely.
Maybe prevent that girl from beating your rear all the time.
All right. Signing out.
All right, take care, guys.